Hi, welcome, and thank you for coming to something possibly completely different. Actually, it's not possible. It is definitely different. This is not Guild Wars 2. Don't worry for the dozens of you that have graciously watched my channel so far for the Guild Wars 2 content. This is mostly going to be still Guild Wars 2 stuff. This is just something that I'm sharing because I've personally been looking forward to this game a little bit. This is Remnant 2. I have not played Remnant 1, but I've seen quite a few gameplay videos of the first game, and I remember when that came out looking at it and be like, well, this looks interesting, if not fleshed out. But I really dig what this kind of game is, and what Remnant 1 is. You can still play it. Imagine Destiny 2, or, a looter shooter like that. I guess, primarily Destiny 2. Except if it was combined with Dark Souls in terms of, I guess, difficulty, maybe some monster design, and with sprinkled a little bit of Gears of War, excuse me, another G game, in terms of like the shooting, and there's no cover mechanic, but just the way that the world looks a little bit, but with some fantasy, but like real Souls, like Elden Ring-ish, like fantasy thrown in there, but wearing just like plated armor with like crazy looking post-apocalyptic guns. It's a neat aesthetic. It really is. And I'm sorry that I used the word neat, but it is what it is. It looks cool. I picked a class. What am I? A challenger? That's my prime archetype. That's my class. Where I have a big ass sword, so my melee attacks do a little bit more damage. I'm supposed to use a shotgun and a revolver. I'm all about getting in there, close range, doing some hard damage. Anyway, I was happy to learn that there was a second game being made. At some point, I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely not going to play the first one because I'm just going to wait for the second one. I know nothing about the lore other than what it has shown me so far. I'm still at the very beginning of the game. I got to this waypoint, but look at the way that this game looks. Okay, so first off, look at this, right? Let's just kind of dig into the way that this game presents itself. Okay, so look at this. What does this remind you of? Like Last of Us, right? This is post-apocalyptic, like far enough into the apocalypse where trees have started growing inside the buildings. How have they started growing inside the buildings? How would there be enough soil to support trees growing through up to the top floor like that? It doesn't matter. Don't think about it. That's not the point. The point is not the logic. The point is that the way that it looks, right? This is very clearly post-apocalyptic, I don't know, Pennsylvania, except I think we're by the ocean, so that can't be right. we are 100% by the ocean, right? This is okay. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? Like it's a coastal city. It looks to be East Coast, just by the vibe that I'm picking up from here. But that's what this is, right? And then you look at me and look at my big ass Final Fantasy stupid sword. It is dumb. It but also brilliant. Okay, so all right, so that's the first thing that it hits you with. So I'm going through this town, right? And ignore that for a second. And then, because that didn't show up at first. And then I come over here. This is like a Krampus. This is the same species as Krampus or Pan's Labyrinth. I think that the race that this guy is literally called the Pan. I have to make sure. But look at this. Look at this. And how this place looks. Again, ignore the stone. And look at him. I just was just going through, talking to these survivors. Look at how average this guy looks, right? Look at him. He looks like someone that Joel... he's fodder for Joel in The Last of Us to kill. To just bash in. And then you come over here, and just like the most fantasy Narnia creature that you can imagine, just like set up shop. And that was my first clue of just like, oh, this is different. Other than again, I did watch the gameplay videos of the first game. Not a lot of this one. I wanted this to be a little bit of a surprise, but I knew that there was a fantasy element. I didn't realize that it was this kind of fantasy. It's post-apocalyptic because I think that there was like some kind of otherworldly, other dimension-y, again, magical, infection. But an infection, again, this is kind of, I hate to keep bringing up The Last of Us, but it's a plant-like infection. It's either a fungus or some kind of thing. They call it the root. and it's infecting everything. It infects people. You know, there's a bit of a story beat at the beginning where the person that you're with is infected. They're fine now, but you know, so you go. Anyway, I got enough into the game, and this thing shows up. There's a quick story mission that happens where it wasn't originally here. It was brought over. It was like over there somewhere. It did like a story mission, you know, like an intro kind of thing, and then suddenly appears here. And this is my gateway. This is, I think it's literally called the World Stone. Is there a map? Can I look at the map? Yeah, right there, World Stone. This is a gateway into other dimensions. Very cool. And humanity has adapted to, I guess, like, I don't know the circumstances of like how the root has like taken over the world, what happened to the countries, you know, because when it comes to zombie affection, you can kind of fill in the blanks yourself, right? We know at this point from all the media like how society would collapse from that thing. From a kind of magical spin on it, it's a lot more like, I don't know how long it's been. Maybe that was answered in the first game. I don't know how significant the plot of the first game is to this game. Doesn't really seem to matter. The thing that I want to point out, which I haven't, I'm sorry that I'm so many minutes into this video at this point and I haven't really shown or talked about, but the gameplay. Oh, it feels good. It's difficult, but it feels good. Anyway, so we're gonna go back into it. So let's go into the World Stone. And we're gonna, let's see. So this is, look at this. I'm a sucker for just like iconography and text and just like how cool things like that can look. So all this, delicious. This means nothing to most of you, I'm sure, but to me, it's scrumptious, and it's one of the reasons I like Destiny 2 a lot. It has a lot of things like this that just look really cool, that add, I think, to the atmosphere of the game. Anyway, by the way, it is also one of the reasons that I like Guild Wars 2, if just like for like the painty aesthetic that it goes through, like the paint splotches that it has on all the text and banners and everything. It's beautiful. Return to last checkpoint. All right, so the reason I stopped, I got skill checked by my first boss. Well, first real boss, not like a introductory story boss thing. This is my first boss in the world, and he's like some archer dude, and I got skill checked hard. I was like, okay, right, this is still, I wouldn't call this a Souls-like, but it does kind of veer in that direction in terms of difficulty. Though when you die, it's nowhere near as punishing. It does not take half your money. It does not give you a sickness. It does not whatever. It's just like, okay, just try again. Try again, and you get to keep whatever things that you looted from enemies. So, okay, there's a little bit more. It's amazing just like what that little detail. You can keep the difficulty the same, but that little detail can do for just, I don't know, being friendly towards the player. Okay, so we go in here. Here's the boss battle. Here's the guy that Shrewd. All right, here we go. I can do decent. All right, watch. He's gonna do like a whoop. All right, so he's gonna come at me. Does a lot of damage if he hits you. And now we have these things. If I let them go, they summon like more enemies that just get in my way. Anyway, they drop ammo. So here I'm picking up ammo. Trying to conserve my stamina because he will come up. Oh! Oh no! Sorry, there's a Windows. Oh my god! No! That sucks. There was like a Windows thing, a Windows window that popped up over my game. Oh, okay. See, there we go. Not terrible to handle. Oh, look at how much damage he does. Anyway, that's my big ass sword. I can do some good damage up close too, but obviously it would require a lot from him. And I'm dead. There's another player. Again, this is a Destiny-like game. It's a looter shooter. So, here this guy is. He's got a cool-looking sword. It's not as cool as my big-ass sword. But still, you know, he's something. Oh, another thing that makes it Souls-like. These things, these are checkpoints. They're campfires. Yeah, like as soon as they're scattered throughout the world. You know, you defeat enemies as you go around the world, the level. And as soon as you get to a checkpoint, you rest at it, they respawn. Sounds like something. Anyway, his name is Shiro Hollow. Is that his name? Oh, is he trying to get my attention? Yeah, let's go. Let's take him on together. Let's do this. Hell yeah. Is he going to help? I swear to God. Does he scale accordingly? How do I... Alright. We're... Damn it. Okay. Appreciate it. Okay. We're healing. Okay. I couldn't help. I couldn't help. And dodge. That teammate was useless. I think that was the first time that he fought this guy. I feel like he didn't know what to anticipate. So, not entirely his fault that this game is going to be almost entirely trial and error. So I get that. I've certainly tried a few times at this point. Oh, we're so close. Oh, no, 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 no. We're so close. Oh. Oh. Oh, God.
I can't believe I killed that thing.
Yeah, me neither. It took me like 20 tries and one dead teammate.
Have come this way?
I'm searching for.
That thing would be dead if she did.
I'm searching for somebody named Clementine. Anyway, so there you go. This is a neat game. Like, look at this. This is cool. The gameplay is sick. It feels satisfying. Everything is so meaty. This is the only class I played so far, though. So I imagine the other classes. You know, you got a healer, you got a damage dealer guy. That's just like all about precision damage. You got a handler dude whose main ability is he has a dog. Highly recommend. Super fun. Something different. Obviously, the whole co-op piece of it was not shown at its best. If just for I came in there with somebody who I imagine had not fought the guy yet. This is still a newish game, so this is everyone's experiencing this for the first time right now. It's special. Anyway, you guys have a good one.